Disclaimer: the information in this video is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before investing in any crypto project. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crypto Huntsman YouTube channel. Firstly, I'd like to thank anyone that has recently subscribed to the channel. We're up to 132 at the moment. Seen great growth over the last 28 days or so since I launched the channel. If you're new to the channel, first time watching one of the videos, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe to it, and if you can, whatever video you're watching, maybe like it and comment if you can. So today we're taking a little break from our general theme of videos, and as I said, this is where I'm wanting to go with the YouTube channel as well. I will be doing the risky plays, but also be looking into more long-term projects similar to like what I did down here with WigoSwap. So today we're going to be jumping into one of the ecosystems basically that I love being involved in, and if you're following me on Twitter, you'll probably see it regularly. I post a lot about Fantom, and yeah, as I said, heavily involved in the Fantom ecosystem in general. So we're going to be taking a look today at WigoSwap. I've seen it mentioned quite a lot around Twitter over the last probably 4 or 5 days to a week or so. Obviously it had a major price increase over the last, I think it was a month or something like that, but I didn't want to jump in on it as soon as the price was pumping for obvious reasons, because I'm sick of buying the tops of projects. So as I said, I'm waiting it out now for a little while longer to see what happens with it, and then probably look at jumping in to buy a small bag for it. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning, none of this is financial advice. I'm just trying to bring new projects to different people, and hopefully we can all help grow our bags together. So first things first, when you come into the WigoSwap website, first impression is a big thing for me. So obviously website is simple and clean, but it's similar to most other dexes that you'd expect out there, with your different tabs up at the top, price and things like that. So we're just going to quickly go through this landing page for the website and give a brief comment on a few different things here. So as I said, it's a dex similar to the likes of SpookySwap, PancakeSwap, Trader Joe, all on the different chains, Uniswap obviously. Easily buy and sell coins, create LPs, farm more Wigo tokens through their single staking pools. As I said, common enough in most dexes now. So one key feature or key thing for me that I like is up here, we are audited by Certic. Yeah, audits are obviously good to have, but at the end of the day, they're not like when you see an audit, don't instantly think that, oh, this is perfect, nothing bad can ever happen with it. Things still happen, and an audit, it doesn't endorse that the platform is 100% safe to use, or no problems can arise from it. We've seen it too often in DeFi that audit can help prevent it to an extent, but if it happens, it happens. So again, just be cautious of what you're using, and be cautious how much weight you give to audits. But as I said, I know a Certic audit is maybe 50 grand I think to get done, so it's a big expense, and it adds a little bit of extra value to the platform anyway. So we go down through it, you can see simple stats of what they are: 20-hour trading volume, combined trading volume, which is good. As I said, this is what they're offering. They have an exchange, an IDO, yield farming, NFTs and games. There seems to be a big emphasis on this section of it, NFTs and gamification. I think that's something different than what most other exchanges are doing. Most other dexes seem to focus on the gamification much later, and it's almost like they're adding another resort to it. So the NFT section and the gamification is good to have it. If we keep going down again, here it is, you have 611 people that have actively created a profile. So again, if you're new to this and new to dexes and stuff like that, the profile is you pay a certain amount of Wigo tokens which get burnt, and you create yourself a profile, You choose your own avatar, you choose, I think it's your planet and stuff like that. But then I'd imagine in future games and things like that, having your profile is bring more value to the overall experience. So yeah, I like that. It's still early days, only 611 active profiles. I think it costs 8,000 Wigo tokens, so it's about $8, give or take, to create a profile, which is considerably cheaper than most other dexes. Like I think PancakeSwap is fairly expensive to create a profile, I think now. So maybe I'm wrong on that. So, but anyway, as I said, the overall feeling of the website, I like. It's easy to use. It's clean, minimalistic. I like the squares design of it all. Yeah, so options to earn passive income. This is why draws me to these different platforms like that, obviously, because I want to make sure I'm earning. And yeah, on Fantom, so we know obviously on Fantom, doing any transactions are going to be super fast and super cheap. And that's the key thing as well, having cheap transactions, because it allows anyone to potentially grow a small bag into a decent bag because you're not being destroyed by fees. So that's a big thing. As I said, there is, well, we'll jump into it actually now. So we'll go into just generally through it. Obviously, basic enough swap functions. Yeah, as you'd expect on any other dex, it has it. You can swap between tokens easily. The fees are reasonable enough as well, and I think there's a certain amount of fees get burnt. Again. Now I'll probably move away from the actual. I'll say it a few times, being burned, but most projects have a burn address where the tokens get sent to the burn address. Technically, they're still in circulation because they're showing up as they're in an address, regardless of the address not being accessed. However, WigoSwap do a demint, so the tokens are deminted, so they're actually removed entirely from circulation. So you won't see these anywhere. So I went into the chat. I was looking to see the burn address, but it turns out as I said, there's no burn address. So that's good to see. So the tokens that are there are the ones that are in circulation. The different elements of gamification, again, we have a predict section. So as I said, it's what you predict Fantom's price will be in the next 7 minutes. Do you think it's going to be green or going to go down? Pays out different amounts based on it. I haven't used this. So as I said, this is obviously something, it's to be careful with, but as you can see here, there was one of them that expired at 25x payout because of the price increase. So yeah, look, it's added value to it, and again, fees are burnt. The lottery, I think, is coming. Yeah, the lottery is coming soon. So again, it'll be another way to help burn some of the WigoSwap tokens. So if we jump into the Wigo farms, you have it that you can farm Wigo tokens easy enough. The APRs are decent enough considering, so I'd probably look at getting into Wigo Fantom. I have a Fantom, obviously, a bag of it, so I would no hassle placing the two of them together. 59%. Nice little handy calculator here to say what you'll be earning, say, every 7 days, and not compound, so it's a $10 worth of Wigo tokens you'll be earning every 7 days, which I'd be happy enough with it anyway, because as I said, I'll have my Fantom tokens, and you can start using that into the Wigo bank then and start compounding a bit more into better positions. Again, not financial advice, but that's just an area I'll be looking at doing. We have the Wigo bank. Now again, this has two sections, so if you're automatic or standard. So if you put it into the automatic section, it automatically compounds your Wigo tokens. Now remember, there is a fee, so if you unstake within 3 days, you're hit with a 0.5% on stake fee, and then this fee again is deminted, so reducing the supply and slowing down until we reach the hard cap for the token. The standard is obviously you have to withdraw the rewards and you have to deposit them again. So personally, if you withdraw the rewards, you have a Fantom fee, and then you deposit them, you'll have another Fantom transaction fee. So this is cheaper for you to do it, and it takes away the hassle of having to worry about compounding it yourself. So yeah, NFTs, as I said, the gamification aspect of it. So again, they have their own wiggies, I think is the way it's called. They have 17,960 in volume and trading volume. You can see it here that there's opportunity for people to get in at low prices, and then they have some of the bigger ones here. Moonbuy is 8,888, the cheapest one for one of them at the moment is. So someone has a nice hole in there of a Fantom ready. So obviously NFT market, again, fees are used to are deminted as well. So we're going to quickly now jump over to documents. So in the documents, you can see a roadmap here. They have a clear roadmap of what they're wanting to do. Now, I couldn't see any dates. I would like to see maybe dates somewhere around here, just saying this is what we expect in Q1, 2, 3, or however. When is this? I don't know if this is from when they originally, I think they launched at the start of the year. So again, yeah, I'd like to see a bit more dates, of an estimate of dates even would be happy for me. Again, you have your audit report by Certic. You click the link. Certic, here it is, 80 of 100 trust score. So as I said, you'd have to look into this more, and if you understand a bit more, I'm not 100% of audits and what's good or bad, but as I said, I normally look for any major errors, and if they're fixed, I'm kind of happy enough. But as I said, I need to learn up a bit more about that. So we have next then, this is what I really like, as again, coming from someone in marketing, I love seeing these sections within projects, educations, because like at the end of the day, you're trying to attract users to a new platform. You need to make sure that they can easily navigate the platform. So this is a big thumbs up for me having this section there, so people can easily understand what's happening and learn how to use the platform without having to always jump into chats to learn it. It's a good way of doing it. So then we want to go down here then to the products. So obviously you have your swap. So when you make a token swap on exchange, you will pay 0.19% trading fee, which is broken down. So again, 0.18% of it, 0.18% is returned to liquidity pools and to the providers, and then the 0.1% of it is sent to this is the gamified burning mechanism. So this is pretty much a big aspect of it. So technically that is, I think it is deminted basically from it. Liquidity pools, similar enough approach, obviously similar fees. So you can see here the yield farm, again, more information of what they offer and what it is, breakdown of APRs. The Wigo Bank, again, another product, as I mentioned, the advantages of automatic versus standard. The fees, obviously you have to remember that there is a fee if you withdraw within the 3 days, I think it is. They have their predict market, again, fees will come from that and be deminted. And then you have your user profile. So this is what I mentioned, there's only 611 of them at the moment, so it's create your user profile for added benefits. So lots of products on the platform, and potentially a lot more to come based on the roadmap, which will be interesting to see. The tokenomics. So as I mentioned, the maximum supply, the hard cap is 2 billion. So we're currently sitting at 1.3 billion. So that's, as that we're seeing a decent growth over the last, I think, a year since it launched. Now, I'm not 100% sure the day it launched. I think it was January, the start of the year. So I like the reward breakdown. So the big chunk of it is obviously going to rewards. So it's going to the farms and it's liquidity providers. 3% went to the original seed founders, airdrop to people, IDOs, and team have 10% of it. So I'm curious to know the team allocation, is that for maintaining the platform, or is it for it just like paying team members, so I can't see what that actually team amount is broken down into or how it's used. So maybe if you're watching this and you're up on Wigo, you could comment below and let me know if you have an answer to that question. Again, if you're watching this, I'd appreciate if you'd like and subscribe. It would mean a lot for me in the channel and the channel's growth. So next after that, we are still the rewards distribution shows you the different ways the rewards are broken down and how the amount of Wigo tokens per second is reducing as we progress. The gamified section, so here's a breakdown of the fee structure. So 5% of every harvest in automatic staking. So pretty much is if you earn, I think it is 100 tokens, there's 5 of them are going to be deminted, and then 0.5% of it, so that's a performance fee. So yeah, the 5% is a performance fee of your rewards. It's not of your deposit. 0.5% on staking fee in the automatic staking. So again, if you withdraw within the 3 days, you lose 0.5% of your deposit amount, and 0.01 of every swap then goes into the burn. So 100% of registration fee of the Galaxy, so that's your profile gets burned. 100% of the NFT minting fee gets burned, and then 4% of prize pool in the predict market again is burned, and then obviously much more to come. The benefits of this, it allows to keep the rewards coming in the LPs and in your vaults and things like that. So the more utilities they add and games they add, the more burns will eventually happen, and they'll reach a point at some stage where burns could potentially outweigh the rewards coming in, and then it may become deflationary to a certain degree. So obviously that will be a big plus for the platform and anyone that's holding the Wigo token itself. So that's this aspect breakdown again of how the fees are done, more options then of how it's going to be changed. If we quickly have a look at here over on DeFi Llama, you can see WigoSwap is currently ranked 7 for the dexes on Fantom chain. We had a major increase the last month, hence why I'm trying to sit out with now for the time being. But as you can see, the 24-hour volume just under 200,000, and obviously the leader at the moment is SpookySwap. So I hold SpookySwap, so I'm looking to diversify a little bit more into another chain or into another dex. So as I said, WigoSwap could be the opportunity for me to get into that. Has a lot of room to grow, obviously, so that would be a big thing, the big thing for me. You look at it here, this was February-March last year. Trade was up around, I think his trade volume was around 10 million, so that was similar to what SpookySwap is doing daily at the moment, as you can see there. So there's lots of room for the token to actually potentially grow. Again, you look at the token again on the chart, it's a daily on it, so liquidity again is low enough on it. The volume is 68,000 traded in the last 24 hours, so you can see down here massive accumulation. So now we're starting to see a little bit of growth, so I'm hoping we kind of maybe steady out around this area. So I'm hoping we can kind of, it's a bit big, steady out around this area and then continue on and continue the journey on upwards, hopefully. So that's my plan. As I said, I will keep buying a few small amounts of it and dollar cost average into it, and then have it in the bank all compounding, and hopefully in a couple of months come back and we can be up there reaching maybe the top 3 even, if we could, depending on the growth in the community. So overall, I like WigoSwap, what they're doing. So everything they have coming out, I like the gamification. I like this thing they have, gamified burning mechanism, bringing everything back to burn more tokens. So yeah, so overall, as I said, I really like it. Now I have a few little things that I'm going to try and start doing more in my videos. I've given obviously little bits of advice, tips, or not even tips so much, but just little bits that I would like to see maybe change. As I mentioned, we have the tokenomics, so 10% of the rewards go to the team. As I said, I don't know how much of this is used for anything else like partnerships, marketing. I didn't ask in the chat. I prefer to try and find as much information as I can first. And again, maybe someone might be able to correct me on this, but I don't see any major marketing done from them other than maybe because of the price went increased. People on Twitter started to discuss it and share it and talk about it, and that's how I technically got my eyes on it. So yes, you have word of mouth, which is good, but other than that, I don't see much more happening from it. So I would like to see a bit more exposure like that. Maybe a scene where the funds potentially are spread and how they could be used. The reason why I'm saying this is because with the gamified burning mechanism, there's a lot of emphasis on obviously users creating profiles, minting, getting involved in the games. But like at the end of the day, you're not going to get users if you don't have some sort of marketing strategy in place to attract users. So people will often say, "Oh, markets are bad, marketing is down, time to cut the marketing out of it." But the problem here is if you can't attract users when the markets are down, and you could eventually lose out to a competitor that comes along with something similar to you or changes a little bit and hits the market as soon as it's starting to pump again. So this is why I'd always be recommending to try and do some sort of marketing to maintain exposure, maintain your foothold, whatever you can get in the market. So again, if you can't get people to the platform, you're not going to burn more tokens, which will increase the tokens coming into circulation, which will decrease the price of the Wigo token, and eventually you will hit the hard cap of the 2 billion, and rewards start to dry up for people that have liquidity, so they start taking money out. So the platform hinges on getting new users. So I would like to see maybe obviously a bit more emphasis from marketing on that side of things. Another thing that I would look at is currently, so they have a simple things they could do maybe to help improve marketing and help gain a little bit of exposure, which is not going to cost an extreme amount of money. So they have one option here is they're on Medium. The last post on Medium was April the 19th. Now these links are coming from the website directly, so if this is the wrong Medium account or they've changed it, they need to update their links. So April the 19th is too long for a Medium article, considering they started when they came out in around January, is they had one every month nearly. So like they need to be bringing out more updates here, and then keeping the community more involved, but also then allowing them to refer people back to articles regularly on Twitter and building up a solid foundation. And also on their YouTube channel, 105 subscribers. Obviously, again, this was another moment they decided we'd start up a YouTube channel and no clear strategy in place for what's going to be the benefit purpose of the YouTube channel. So in marketing, it's one thing to have active on channels or have a lot of different channels, but it's another thing to have a load of different channels and no activity. So as a new user, most people will use YouTube or will use Google to search for what they're looking to find out. I searched WigoSwap on YouTube. This is what I came to. First impression would have been that the project is dead. They're not active. However, only for I knew on Twitter from some of the people I interacted with on Twitter there, I seen them talk about it. I knew it wasn't dead. So they need to maintain YouTube, and it can be easily done with short videos. So yeah, so like as I said, there's the two channels, the two things that caught my attention straight away really. Medium and YouTube, easy enough to maintain, easy enough to change around a few things. So Yeah, so if we look here we go onto YouTube, or go onto Twitter, sorry. So if you're not following me on Twitter, I'd appreciate if you would follow me on Twitter. I post lots of different things. I don't just focus on my YouTube channel here. As you can see, I recently became a Mexi Global Ambassador. The link will be in the description as well if you're looking to join up to a DEX basically. So as I said, that's a quick shout out for that. But if we jump back over to WigoSwap, they are active on Twitter, regularly posting content, retweeting stuff. So they're regular retweeting. Another recommendation maybe for WigoSwap is not just to retweet it, maybe quote retweet. Adds value, brings value back to them again. So I see a lot of projects do a simple thing of just a retweet, and that's it. There's W. He's involved in it, so obviously I interact regularly with him on Twitter. So yeah, you can see lots of growth over the last month, obviously for the basic reason that it has increased massively. The token ranked top gainers in Fantom, active on it. So again, they're doing good on Twitter, but as I said, there's some elements there that they could maybe tweak a little bit to increase them a bit better. You want to be a case of a bit more here of what they're wanting to be ranked for. So DeFi made simple, fair enough, powered by gamified burning mechanism. You want to know straight away it's a DEX. If it's not a DEX, you need to know here what they do very quickly. It's so just out of curiosity. If you look at SpookySwap, so you see SpookySwap straight away, it's a DEX, DeFi hub powered by Fantom. So they're hitting the Fantom tags, they're DeFi, they're a DEX. So like that's something there. You're not 100% sure what they are doing here. They have it audited by Certic, but like as I said, it is good to have it, but I don't know if it's a major thing anymore. They have it up here anyway, so there's valuable retail space that they could use different wording in it, maybe to get a bit of search traffic to them when they're looking for DEXs on Twitter. So yeah, look, I'll leave it at that. The video's actually going on a bit long there. So as I said, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate if you'd subscribe to it. To like this video and comment on the video. And so overall, I'm happy enough with so far what WigoSwap are doing. I will be looking to get involved in it over the coming days. If we might have a little bit more of a price drop in general in the crypto market, I'll definitely be jumping in and staking it in the bank section. I will look at creating my own portfolio and see how that goes. So again, we'll leave it there for today, and I hope everyone has a great day, and thanks very much for watching. Thank you, bye.